Who's that strange person on my screen? I know I said weeks ago that this was going to be something that I was going to be updating all the time, but as with everything, life gets in the way. And yes, I'm back for my only third video. Only 3 in like 4 weeks. That's terrible. Instead, I had to do a lot of work for university. I handed in half of my dissertation this week. I haven't even started my project properly, so that's a bit worrying. Last week was my birthday, so that was something to be happy about. I did actually create a birthday video, but then there came this massive giant terror in the form of technology. And why am I doing a computer degree? Because I hate technology. I took the video and then I put the video on my computer and then my computer crashed and then the video disappeared. My birthday was great. We went to a spa and then me and my dad went for a walk. I mean, contrasting things there, but you know, I like both of them, so you can't blame me. And then it was my birthday on the Sunday. If any of you are interested, at the moment there is some tennis going on. The classic Nadal-Federer rivalry is on screen as we speak. I said I was going to start showing you books and things that I've been reading, and I haven't read these books yet. They're mostly academic. There's 2 that aren't. At the moment I'm reading David Nicholls' One Day. I don't know if anyone's read this or seen the film, but it's basically one day from 1988, and I don't know what date I'm up to. 2001. So we've got a fair few years into the future, and it's basically about 2 people and what they do on the same day each year and their relationship. And at the moment their relationship isn't that brilliant because he's married and has a kid and she's not married and doesn't have a kid. She has a desk and a bed and friends that have babies. But it's a good book. I like it. It's very funny. And unfortunately I got spoiled for the ending. I haven't watched the film yet, but I will watch the film after I've finished, hopefully this evening. But someone told me the ending. That's when you know you're friends with the wrong people. So the other book I picked up from a charity shop on my walk was Orson Scott Card's Shadow of the Hegemon. Hegemon? Sounds like Pokemon. This is the 2nd book in the Ender's Game series, or I think it's called the Shadow Saga. Yeah, the Shadow Saga. If anyone's seen the film Ender's Game with Harrison Ford and Asa Butterfield, I haven't yet because I'm waiting for it to come out on DVD. And I actually found the first book in a bookshop, and for some reason I said to myself, I won't buy it right now, I'll wait until next week and I'll buy it then. And then I went in and I couldn't find it. So that was clever. So I'm either going to have to go back this weekend or I'm going to have to get it from the library, which is a pain because I'll have to order it in. I don't like ordering things in. On to the academic ones, because my dissertation is basically my life right now and it requires thousands and thousands and thousands of quotes for thousands and thousands and thousands of points that I'm trying to make but that don't really make sense. So I only picked this up yesterday because I had to order it in from Warrington. It was, I don't understand because it's called YouTube Digital Media and Society Series, but on the library page it was just called YouTube for Businesses. So I don't know. That's basically all about YouTube and how it's used for marketing. because that is the point of my dissertation, basically. This one's quite good, I like this one. This is What You Really Need to Know About the Internet, From Gutenberg to Zuckerberg by John Norton. And this is really interesting because it basically goes from the very start of the World Wide Web. I guess they called it From Gutenberg to Zuckerberg because it rhymed. But I don't know why it wasn't from Berners-Lee, because Berners-Lee is where the internet started, basically. Fun fact of the day. I'm part way through that. I'm basically just reading through all these for quotes, not in depth. And then this one is The New Rules of Marketing and PR by David Meerman Scott. You know, you would think I'd know the names by now by the amount of times I've referenced them, but no matter how many times, just cannot remember the name. And yeah, that's basically what it says in the title. This was quite fun actually, because I went outside with my camera on New Year, well it was New Year's Day because it's after 12 o'clock. And my next door neighbour, I didn't actually realise, is into digital photography, and he saw my camera and he said, "Oh, I've got loads of books that I can give to you, and you can read through them and we can like go over stuff together and I can help you and stuff." I was like, oh, finally I found someone who shares my passion in the same area, because no one likes the same things as me. A few days after, he just dropped round with like 4 big books, and I've read through 1 and a bit of them, and it's actually quite interesting because it's all stuff that I would never have really thought of, because most people just look at cameras and go point and click and press and take and oh look, a pretty picture has appeared on the screen. But if you look at all composition and development, it's really fascinating. The first one is Digital Photography, an Introduction by Tom Ang. And this is basically what it says. It's the introduction of where digital photography began and all the different effects you can put on digital photography and every single thing you could think of. And I'm telling you this, and then I realised that the next one is actually The Digital Photographer's Handbook by Tom Ang. And it's basically, this was his first book, and then I don't understand why, but he wrote an introduction book afterwards. And this basically goes through the same thing, but as you can tell, it's quite a bit bigger and quite a bit thicker, so it goes into a bit more detail. And then I have a Digital Photography Manual by Philip Andrews and Teach Yourself Photography. I don't know who that's by. Oh, Lee Frost it says on the back with a big handprint. It's like, get out of my face. At the moment I haven't really been finding time. I mean, I've got a few books on my Kindle because I watched the Legend of the Seeker series, which I said I was going to talk about ages ago, and I didn't, and I've actually finished that now. So I'm going on to read the books, and I've read like the first chapter of the first book, and then I started a different book. I don't know why I started a different book, because it's not like the book wasn't interesting. I have that to read as well, and I have the TV series to review as well. I have so much to do and I just can't find the time. I'm sorry. I love you all. Well, most of you. Not you. And not you either. But yeah, most of you. Anyway. Hope you guys have a fun weekend. I get to go to work. I'm going to go back to watching the tennis, which actually I've just realised has finished. Looks like Nadal's won. So I'm going to be cheering on Wawrinka in the final. Oh, look at Federer walking off. I want to give him a hug. Anyway, enough about that. I'll see you guys very soon. I promise I will get something up. See you next week. Bye guys!